It's time for your fan weather forecast brought to you by the Milwaukee Area Napa Auto Care Association. Sunny conditions this morning turning into cloudy conditions expected around 11 a.m. and continuing into the evening today with a high of 46 degrees. It's currently only 35 degrees here in Milwaukee.
I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't tell me that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up from home. Whoa!
Second, the pitch. And Williams hits a high fly ball, deep right field. Noel going back on the track at the wall. It's gone! It's gone! Jet Williams has won it for the Sounds. An opposite field 3-run homer. Williams throws the helmet in the air, gets doused by the water, and the Sounds have won it 7-4 on a walk-off jack by Jet.
And with that, you're done borrowing Jackson Churion and Drew Vaughn. All the best of luck in the future. Nashville.
You could just also send up Jet Williams when Churio and Vaughn come back.
Cooper Pratt, 2 for 3 with a double and a run scored, 2 stolen bases. You know it's not a great night for the Brewers when we're leading off Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor Thomas and Josh Albrecht.
Hi.
With Nashville Sounds Audio. We'll get you caught up as we begin on a glorious Thursday in the state of Wisconsin on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Those studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. And let's jump right in and get you caught up.
Packers.
We just try to hit all the buttons here. Packers, Brewers, Badgers, Bucks, other. And from Packer land, there's really not a lot to chat about. There will be early next week, though, because rookie minicamp is this weekend. I want to know how Packers fans look at rookie minicamp between those that we drafted and the undrafted rookie free agents that come to town. Is there really much, if anything, that we can read into this weekend?
I don't really know that there is. I think, if anything, it's just gets you excited because it's like the first step, right? It's the first step in the long line of us getting back to Packers football, right? It starts here, and then it goes on and on with workouts and OTAs and then training camp and then family night and then preseason and then the regular. So it's like there's nothing I'm expecting that we're going to really get out of this beyond just it's the start of the calendar if you're trying to plan and avoid watching Brewers losses going, hey, Packers are doing stuff soon.
The idea of this weekend also brings out a question of the edge rush room, knowing that Micah Parsons won't necessarily be back by the beginning of the season, right? It's probably going to start on the pup. We did the math right away when it happened. We've said this before. It's probably week 5 where we're going to see Micah Parsons. Now, please, whatever you did to Reggie White, good God, why don't you go ahead and just have a little chat with Micah Parsons? Maybe he can set records. Nobody knows. But until then, there needs to be some conversation on what the Packers' edge rush looks like. We talked yesterday, Lucas Van Ness. They're going to decide on his 5th-year option by Friday. That's the date that it needs to be decided by, tomorrow.
Yep.
But Danny Dennis Sutton, we'll see him this weekend in camp. And then there's Barron Sorrell and Colin Oliver and Brenton Cox Jr. and Aaron Mosby. the idea there is that we have depth, but there was a Packers.com article from our guy Mike Spofford that talked about how it was Dennis Sutton that actually gave Goody some peace of mind in regards to the Packers' edge. So I guess that's encouraging and something that hopefully we can see something from Dennis Sutton this weekend that goes, oh, whew, okay, we're going to be okay.
Well, this is why I'm fairly confident that something happens with LVN, because I don't know. I guess I could be wrong, but I feel like they need the depth. They need the guys, and he's been there. He's established, right? He's at least established within the organization. We haven't seen him perform the way that we want him to, but when you're looking at the guy that you added to the team from the draft less than a week ago as needing to fill a hole, I don't know necessarily that you are going to just kick LVN out the door. It's just, I feel like it's more of a need than a want situation with the Packers at edge.
I'm also looking forward to the schedule release party.
Yeah,
mid-May.
there we go.
That's what I want to see the most. So let's get through rookie minicamp, see a few more workouts, OTAs at the end of the month, but I want that schedule bad.
So question, how quickly after that schedule release comes out do you book flights?
That night.
Yeah, you almost feel like you have to, right?
Literally that night. We'll decide where we're going to, we've kind of already decided where we're going to go. And if that is what we land on, then we'll book flights that night.
I've known people that are crazy enough to, and this happens a lot with like Disney events too. So that will literally, if they fly enough and they book hotels enough, they'll guess and they'll reserve hotels in an area for a weekend at like 6 different places that they'd want to go, and then just cancel 94% of them when the dates come out, knowing that they already have it at that lower rate.
With zero penalty. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, because it seems like it's you're a crazy person at the time. You have like 30 weekends booked on hotels, and then all of a sudden you cancel them. But it is a workaround.
All right, let's go on to the Brewers.
Brewers.
A loss last night against Arizona, 6-2. And it was, I believe, the fourth where things kind of went sideways. I wrote this down. Aaron Arenado.
Yeah.
First and second, one away, and that ball is deep into left field. Arenado is going to watch this one fly. 3-run home run, and the quick strike Diamondbacks do just that here in the fourth.
They called up Brian Fitzpatrick. He came in to pitch later in the game. Actually looked pretty good. That's how the day kind of started. Angel Serpa going on the 15-day IL, retroactive to April 26th. And Andrew Vaughn and Jackson Chourio, we talked about it right at the top, made their rehab start down in Nashville. Vaughn was the highlight with a hit.
Here's the 0-1 now. And that's grounded right side by Vaughn, a base hit. Chourio heading to second, rounding it. Now going for third. The throw from right by Noel is offline, and Chourio slides in safely.
Okay, how about we don't push it, Jackson? You're in Nashville on a rehab assignment. You don't need to stretch a single from first to third. Oh, how's the hammy, bud?
Yeah.
Fine? Good. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that it's good, though.
Yeah, we too, and I'm glad his hand is getting better. That's what matters most. They say May 4th is the date that we need to look forward to for their return. That's as early as the beginning of next week. We need them because once again, the Brewers bats decided not to show up last night. A lot of hits, a lot of runs in the game before. And we said to Doug Gottlieb, let's save some, which he goes, that's not a thing.
Which is exactly what happened after the last time the Brewers put up a ton of runs in a game. Then they came back and they lost the next one.
Why do you think that happens?
I don't know, but I think that the fact that it does happen is the reason why, as fans, we go save some of those for tomorrow. Because if that didn't happen, we'd go, woohoo, and that would be the end of it. Before we move on, can I just talk about Arenado? And I don't like him. He's on my list of Cardinals that just, it doesn't matter where they go next. Like, I hated him because he was a Cardinal, and just one of those guys that always ends up mashing at Miller Park / American Family Field. Paul Goldschmidt was the same. Like when he ended up in St. Louis, I was like, oh, great. Then he killed. Obviously, Albert Pujols. Like even when he was no longer with the Cardinals, I was like, I don't want to face him. Get him out of Milwaukee. Same thing with Arenado.
That's how I feel about Wilson Contreras.
Sure, of course. Arenado, though, is one of those guys that it's like, yeah, you're a good player, but I hate that you played for the Cardinals. And I knew that if someone was going to do something last night, it'd be him. And it was.
411 feet of him to left. Did you see that home run in real time?
Yeah.
Did you see it smoke that bald dude in the head?
I did.
Buddy. Like, there's a difference between, oops, didn't catch it, and not having your hands together so that it smoked. The first thing he did was grab the back of his head. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see, like, medical attention, though.
No, they never went back to him.
So.
I was really disappointed. I kind of wanted to see the replay, and it had to have been epic. But I looked, didn't find anything else.
Yeah. Stupid Aaron.
One more today, day game for the Brewers, and then off on the road. They go to Washington, and then to St. Louis, and then back home against the Yankees and the Padres. Speaking of guys I hate, Manny Machado.
True.
All right, Packers good, Brewers, meh. Badgers, Greg Gard's talking.
Badgers.
It's part of my be better, but I think basketball fans in regards to the NCAA tournament expansion need to just simply get on board, because those you talk to within the basketball realm actually really like it. Greg Gard was on Butchie's Den yesterday. Here's what he had to say.
You know, as we get lost in the other new world that's going on with portal, NIL, the transient nature, sometimes what gets lost, the experiences that you provide your student athletes. And I think that experience is obviously a pinnacle of a college athlete's career. You know, everything else in our world has expanded. The NFL has expanded playoffs. The Major League Baseball has added the wild card. The NBA has expanded. They've added that midseason tournament. College football has expanded, and they're probably going to expand more. Why not? And I think if it's feasible and if it aligns with everything else that it's tied to, i.e. TV contracts and the broadcasting rights, then I think I'm for it.
So how do you take that, Josh?
I have thoughts. So first, he brings up a lot of good points about, which we already established, of it being about money. It's about money. Everything's expanding because of money. It's not just college basketball. You point out the college football playoffs, everything else. They keep growing it more and more and more. Everything else has. But also, let's be honest for a second. The Badgers are they are a Power 5 school. They are a school who could benefit from having more playing games. The whole thing we talked about was there being a bigger bubble line for mediocre seasons for Power 5 conferences like the Big Ten. There's no reason why, if the Badgers don't improve and it's super competitive in the Big Ten, that the Badgers could find themselves consistently in this pre-round bubble, which, if I'm Greg Gard, I'm ecstatic about, which was exactly the point that we made yesterday of this doesn't hurt the Badgers. This hurts the Panthers and the Phoenix.
But why didn't Doug say that it hurts them? He didn't have a problem with it either.
No, I don't know that he did. I mean, he said, yeah. He didn't say he loved it. And he said, I think it just was, he accepted it as this is reality because it's money and the people that make money are going to continue to try to make more money. I don't think that he loved it. I mean, he admitted that it's not going to make it easier for him to get a team into March Madness, but it's the way that college basketball works.
Take it or leave it, I guess. I mean, that's just the way it stands. The NIL, the expansion, there's so many things out of the college basketball or college sports fans' control.
But I want to make sure I stress, if you're a Badgers fan or if you're Greg Gard, you love this because this is exactly, you are one of the teams that benefit from something like this. This is, you play in a Power 5 conference that went to bat for this. You get to benefit from them. So I'm not surprised at all by that answer from Greg Gard.
Have we heard anybody actually within college basketball that didn't like the expansion? I've heard obviously from fans. We did yesterday a bunch, but I haven't seen anything in the media or in interview form of anyone actually involved with college basketball that said, man, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, I would be surprised. I mean, we will probably eventually see, like, once more details and specifics are out, we'll probably see a few people. But if I'm, we talked to Doug. Doug kind of gives us the lowdown on being a college basketball head coach. It's not going to be a good look for you. You're not going to get any favors if you are coaching at a small school or a mid-major school, and you're going against the NCAA on this decision. So I feel like the worst you're going to hear from one of those smaller school coaches is, yep, I mean, it is what it is.
Probably at the end of the season, there might be a word or two, but that will come along with a fine or two.
Correct.
Anything from the land of the Bucks.
Bucks.
This is literally what it sounds like right here. You hear this? That's it.
Yeah.
That's what we're getting from the Bucks organization right now.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the continued conversation moves on in regard to Giannis. I caught a piece yesterday from Heat Central on Twitter. Barry Jackson's talking from the Miami Herald sports columnist world and says that the Heat have some cap space in 2027 that could help bring Giannis in. Quote, The fact that the Heat have an extent the... Okay, so this is a problem for old Trevor. It's happened twice now. Do it once, shame on you. Do it twice, shame on me. I need readers.
Oh, boy.
It's a thing.
Do you want me to read it?
I can read it.
I can't give you my glasses right now.
I'm in denial.
I mean,
I know.
Because you can't
you
can't get cool readers either, can you?
I don't. I want cool readers.
Do those
the
exist?
problem is I get motion sick. So am I going to do the whole put them on, take them off, put them on? I bought glasses that have the they go to the reader thing, the bifocals. What are they?
Yeah.
But I have horrible eyes, so if I wear those glasses, they look like Coke bottles. So I am having a moment with this reading thing.
I don't know how to help you. I'm almost legally blind, so I just have always had glasses.
Oh, me too. Second grade. And my prescription's terrible.
Oh.
Absolutely terrible.
So what, do you wear contacts?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had contacts since my 8th grade year. Yeah, I've had contacts forever. I can see fine in normal lighting when it's not like I'm just going to hold it close and then pull it away. Oh, look, there it is.
Needed readers if you had contacts.
Oh yeah, that's the gist of this though. I'll never have a problem seeing far because my prescription's just going to keep going up. But this close stuff, okay, here we go. I'm going to do my best.
Yep, go ahead.
Here's what it says: the fact the Heat and to an extent the Warriors are maintaining ample cap space for the 2027 could pressure the Bucks into trading Antetokounmpo to a team of his choice in the coming months because the Bucks know they would risk losing him for nothing. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. So I got 3 thoughts here. First of all, the Heat Central Twitter account is the biggest joke account that got, for some reason, a lot of notoriety during the Shams leading up to the trade deadline stuff. They find the account is very good at finding ways to spin a nothing burger into a something burger. It's still a nothing burger. Second of all,
that's from the Miami Herald.
Sure. Right. But finding this article that's still a nothing to tweet out saying, yeah, the Bucks might be forced to trade Giannis to a place where he wants to go. Otherwise, they're not going to get anything for him. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. Yeah, that's why the Bucks owner came out, I don't know, eons ago and said, if he doesn't sign the Supermax, we're going to trade him. So this is definitely no news. We all knew this already. The only thing this is making a case for is Miami trying to get him to come to Miami or pointing out that he could also go to Golden State. The real story here that they don't want to address is why the hell haven't the Bucks announced the head coach? What is that stopping with Giannis? Is Giannis a part of that? Or is this the Taylor Jenkins not wanting to? Is this the team not wanting to? Is there? It seemed like once the season ended, everyone was saying, Giannis was saying, I probably should have put these rumors to bed. The team was being a little bit more in front of the camera, letting us know things. They get Taylor Jenkins. I'm feeling like, okay, everyone's talking. This is good. Healing. We're healing. Crickets.
So what's funny about that, though, is while everyone was talking during the season, you and I both were like, stop talking. And now they've stopped talking. We're like, wait a minute.
Start talking.
We need somebody to talk.
Right. But that was it. We wanted them to talk at the end, after the season, not during. We were just begging, get to the finish line of the end of the season first, and then you can talk. And they went, and they signed a head coach, we think. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand why there's an official announcement yet.
Do they have a reason to? That's the only thing I find myself pondering is the NBA playoffs are obviously still going. The Bucks aren't in it. The NBA season for this year for the Bucks is over. There's really no news to report. The team can't quite come together for next year yet. There's too many variables. So do they have a reason to talk?
Okay. The only reason that's the case, though, is if they weren't positive they were going to sign Taylor Jenkins. Like, what's the reason not to? If anything, by not talking, you're creating animosity, you're creating questions. The only reason that you wouldn't do that is if for some reason you weren't 1,000% positive that this was going to be what was happening next, which means either Jenkins or the Bucks are requesting that it not be announced or holding out on making it official. Otherwise, I don't see a reason why you would delay it. Bring him here. Do some social media. Show him eating whatever. Go to a Brewer game. Show him cheering on the hot dog race. I don't care. Or the sausage race. Do something.
That's why I don't necessarily think that this report from the Miami Herald is a nothing burger, because as we hear nothing from Milwaukee, there are other teams that are poised to be Giannis's landing spot if indeed he doesn't sign here, that are going, all right, well, let's make the case. Here's why we actually are ready for a guy like Giannis. And so they're out there not spreading rumors, but just laying out facts of cap space and what it may look like to bring him here. All the while, crickets.
Right.
In Milwaukee.
That the point of me saying that's a nothing burger is if they would have said Giannis still might be in play, why haven't the Bucks announced officially that they're hiring Taylor Jenkins? That's a good point. You could make that point. Them saying that, hey, if the Bucks don't re-sign or sign Giannis to a supermax, they could lose him. Well, that's old news. We knew that already. The thing to be focusing on, if you want Giannis, is the fact that the Bucks still haven't announced a new head coach, and wondering why that is.
Anything else?
Anything else?
A good show planned for you guys today. We're going to chat with the Timber Rattlers coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. At the 7 o'clock hour in the Malott Meets Morning Mind Dump, we reached out to Kayla Karius. Kayla is the head coach, you might remember, of the University of Wisconsin Green Bay women's basketball team. Why is that relevant? Because her team, in regard to all of this NCAA stuff, expansion, NIL, is one of 3 teams in the entire country that has had 0 transfers out. And whoa, some major transfers in. So I reached out to her yesterday and was like, what gives? You're crushing it. Tell us the story. She's going to join us at 7 to mind dump why it's working for UW Green Bay women's basketball. And there might be some nuggets that the men's side of things should actually take note, because she and her program have turned Green Bay into a destination. I said that right. Literally, their players that love it here and stay here have figured out how to talk to potential teammates to have them fall in love with Green Bay too. The question of the day in the I Have Questions portion of the show coming up next is, where did you guys get your sports stuff growing up? We know how involved Josh is with Burkhardt Sports. We also know that this radio station's across the state of Wisconsin. And where we buy sports stuff and how we buy sports stuff today has maybe changed. We're wondering, where did you guys get your sports stuff growing up? And do you still have the option to buy it there? 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law talk and text line. Off and running Live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, it's Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
When things just don't add up, Trevor and Josh ask the hard questions or just point out how messed up stuff is.
I only have one question.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious. Do you view this season as a failure?
You asked me the same question last year.
What's the most important question the Badgers have to answer Saturday?
This is a great question. Oh my God, this is a great question.
It's time for I Have Questions on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. Where did you buy your sports stuff growing up? Equipment, sports clothes, spikes, cleats. Where'd you go to get that stuff? 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. To the phones, Brian in South Milwaukee. Brian, reminisce with us. Where did you go to get your stuff when you were a kid?
Yeah, so I kind of have the 6 degrees of separation from you two because I grew up in the town of Oneida by Green Bay, and I believe Josh is a product of the fine West Dallas, West Milwaukee School District, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, and I worked for the district for 10 and a half years. So, got something in common with both of you guys right now. But anyway, there was a small store called Bertrand's Sporting Goods on North Broadway in Green Bay. And that's where I bought most of my stuff. And a matter of fact, they supplied the uniforms for the Packers all the way up into, I believe, the 1990s. They used to supply the uniforms for the Packers. But they had a lot of sporting goods items, and that's where I would go to get a lot of my things back in the 70s and 80s.
That's amazing. Brian, thanks
Love
for the call.
that.
Bertrand's
Thanks, Brian.
on Broadway was actually still a thing when I first moved here 20 years ago. It was a solo, standalone store, and that's exactly what we're talking about. One of those small towny type of feel and they all had a smell. And you know exactly what I'm talking about if you had that store growing up where you walked in and it was a sporting. It's kind of like how Played Again Sports may smell today. It's kind of like that.
Yeah. Did you Played Again Sports was a place for sure you'd go?
It wasn't for me. We didn't have one in my area.
Oh, no?
No, but I still go there today from time to time if I think of something that I need last minute. It's probably, honestly, between that and Dick's Sporting Goods, our go-to spot today. But when I was a kid, it was something completely different. And to Brian's point, it was something different from him. I bet you there's a lot of those stories. You obviously work closely with Burkhardt's.
Yeah. So for me,
you can't beat Burkhardt.
This is the catchiest jingle. Yeah, so I mean, Burkhardt's has been around forever, and so it's always been a place that we go, and especially for like gloves. So I'm a lefty, and so it wasn't even because my dad is super cheap, and so if there was a way that he could just like get a cheaper glove, he would have done it. But there were never lefty gloves, and then, or I guess technically, a glove that you wear on your right hand. But either way, and so you had to go to a place like Burkhardt's Sporting Goods to get that. So that's what we would do there. The other thing too, though, for me is a lot of my sports equipment wasn't the same sports equipment that you were getting because I was bowling. I was in bumper bowling, and so I was going to my uncle who owns now it's Albrecht Spare Time Pro Shop in New Berlin, and getting bowling balls drilled at John Megna's Pro Shop back in the day. And then same thing, like if I was golfing, because I also golfed, not necessarily at 9 or 10, but so I got a little bit older, and lefty clubs. So kids' lefty clubs also weren't the easiest thing in the world to find. I remember this is one story I want to tell really quick. One time we were in Minocqua, Wisconsin at their flea market. They have a really big flea market St. Germain, Wisconsin, where they have a flea market on Mondays. And there was a guy selling old golf clubs. And there was a lefty one that was short enough. It was a driver, and it was short enough that I could use it. And I was like, Dad. And it was like, I don't know, $3, something dumb. And he was like, okay. And I was so excited to swing it. And we got it. And then as we drove back home to Milwaukee, we stop at a range. First swing with it, the club head goes further than the ball. And it broke on the first swing.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. And that was essentially like, that's what I went through as a kid, needing like specific lefty stuff. It was all very different. It was way more difficult as a kid It wasn't, you couldn't just go to a Dunham Sporting Goods or, Target or something to get the lefty stuff. You'd always go and go, oh, they got a glove for me? No. Oh, man.
Yeah. That was how I had to buy shoes with a size 14 growing up.
Yeah, I bet.
Different
Exactly
ballgame.
the same.
The jingle that I remember from my childhood is this.
Find value at Farm and Fleet.
That's where we went to get the majority of our sports stuff. Farm and Fleet in Watertown. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. They have stores all across the state of Wisconsin, specifically in the southern part for sure.
Yeah.
And that's where I grew up, was Southeast Wisconsin. It was that, and then we all have this shoe store that we remember, this towny shoe store. Mine was called Waldman's. Waldman's Shoe Store in Jefferson, Wisconsin. That's where I used to get all my basketball shoes and all of my spikes. I was talking to my dad about this the other day. I still have a pair of rubber boots that I got when I was a kid that still fit me today. Like, it was the pair that I got in high school when we were hoping my feet were done growing. And I still have it today. And all of that came from Waldman's. 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. What is your store from your childhood where you get to reminisce about, where you got a lot of your stuff? And there's some really good ones. I kind of forgot about this one, Josh, until people started going, Kmart.
Yeah, I never went to Kmart specifically for sporting goods stuff.
There was a section we did when we were kids. So we lived halfway in between Watertown and Fort Atkinson. Watertown had Farm and Fleet. Fort Atkinson had Kmart. Those were the stores that we went to, other than, again, the shoe store with the specifics for that. But yeah, Kmart had all of those old box stores had fantastic sporting goods sections.
Yeah. I feel like the game's changed a little bit too. And maybe I'm wrong about that. If you have kids now, I'd love to know, like, is this still a world to where you can go and get a glove or something from like a box store? I feel like you have to get more high-end stuff now if your kid's playing sports. It's just like everything else. We talk about how college and professional and everything's changed. At the youth sports level, is it still, like, I know you can go to Burghardt Sporting Goods and get, every single type of bat under the sun. But like, is that like the standard now, or can you still go get a bat from Walmart and be like, here you go, kiddo?
All of the above. Yep. I mean, and you can still get gloves at Walmart. It's the idea that,
I mean, I know they sell them, but I'm saying, like, are you setting your kid up to get picked on if they walk in with a Walmart bat?
Not at 6 years old. I don't care.
Okay.
If whatever the cheapest thing I can get my hands on for you at 6, 7, 8 years old. We've also never been the family that had to go out and get the top of the line stuff, worried about bullying by any means. Come at us, bro. Come get us. Our kids are not going to be professional baseball athletes, to say the least. Although my son has his first softball game tonight in 8th grade. Excited to go watch that. Please stop raining, for the love of God.
That'd be nice.
Do you remember the East Bay magazines?
Oh, of course.
We never ordered anything out of there, but I saw all my friends looking through them all the time.
I would look through them knowing I'm never ordering any of these, but I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Oh, I love the color of that one. I mean, just looking through it, because that's what you did. I mean, I used to also read the Sunday flyers, when they'd come out with for the toys and everything. Like, that was just it. You would check the mail. You didn't have the internet to run to shop and scroll.
What about Sears and Montgomery Wards?
Nope.
We had a Sears store in Watertown as well, but I don't remember going there for sporting goods stuff. And I got to be honest, I don't even know what Montgomery Wards is.
Yeah, same. No.
Would you help us? 920-414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. Trevor, you may remember this, says the 920. I'm a little older than you. Safari is where I would buy my Little League stuff when I was young. Me too, and I completely forgot of it. Forgot about it. Safari Sporting Goods. Holy crap. I completely forgot. That is insane. It was right next to Waldman's Shoe Store. It's where we went to get our hunting licenses. And honestly, like, they had, so this is wild. Oh, this is why I love the nostalgia talk, because there's so many things that we forget from our childhood that brings these, that get brought up like this. They had two floors, And up top, they had an entire different sporting goods style selection. I feel like that's where all the baseball stuff was. But this was, again, owned by a local guy who lived down the street from where I grew up. And that is so lost on small town Wisconsin now because they just can't make a go of it, knowing that people have so many different options. But yeah, Safari Sporting Goods. I'm so glad you brought that up. I would have never remembered that.
Jeremy from Racine went through his entire, where he would go, Kmart, then Dick's, then Dunham's. He says, but now they mostly get stuff online. I feel like, especially with a kid, going online to get like sporting equipment sucks. I thought like part of the excitement of getting it was like you picked out the bat. Like even if they had 4 of the same bat, it was like, yeah, but this one, like this is the one, Dad. This is the one that feels really good. Like there was just something about picking up those items in store. I still feel that way about a lot of things shopping wise. There's like, nah, I need to touch this. I need to feel this before I buy it.
There's many more that we'll share when we get back from the break. Keep them going. There's a Shopko. Oh, yeah. Forgot about Shopko. Jeez. See?
Shopko
414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. The Nicolay Law Talk and text line. Where'd you get your sports stuff when you were growing up as a kid? We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. The most electrifying sound of the day is next on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
It's time for
The most electrifying
sound of the day.
The most electrifying
On Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Brought to you by Best Electric. Learn more at bestelect.com. Don't stress. Connect with the best.
Just missed. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile.
The catcher's not telling you to call the ball.
Stevenson's 1-1 tonight. Can he win pizza for those in the stands? The crowd ready to burst. That's a strike! Pizza for everybody! He does it for the people.
John Sadek's call of the Reds getting their 11th strikeout and winning fans free pizza. Courtesy of Reds TV is the most electrifying sound of the day, brought to you by our friends at Best Electric. Remember, no job is too big or too small for Best Electric. Don't stress. Connect with the best. Call them today or visit bestelect.com. I absolutely love that. I was laughing my butt off when I saw that on social media yesterday. And I got to say two things. First, I love the free food for the fan giveaway when there's something. Adds a completely another level to just enjoying a sporting event. But also, how great is it when the broadcasters get into that type of stuff, right? Like Kevin Harlan's the GOAT of that type of stuff when there's a streaker or there's anything going on, like just the way that he presents it. But John's call there of the, can he get a pizza? He can. It's so good. Didn't even matter about the game. Get these people free pizza.
I appreciate that you didn't mention that was from the first place Reds game.
No.
What world are we living in? Brewers are 3.5 games back from the Reds in first place. Let's remind ourselves of these moments when we have all the patience that we're not supposed to have earlier in the season. There's a lot of ball game left, a lot of games left, a lot of the. We need to keep winning.
I mean, yes, they definitely do need to figure that out. I mean, it's almost the end of April.
Yeah.
And I understand that even if it's May 1st.
I think it is the end of April. I think today is the last day of April, actually.
Nope. So almost the end. We're not through April yet. But once it's May, once it's May, I'm changing my attitude a little bit. I'm gonna be able to say, even though it's May 1st, I'm gonna be able to say, all right, we're in May now. We got to figure some of this out. At least have a plan. How long are we letting this go this way? Because it ain't working.
What sporting goods store did you use when you were growing up as a kid to get all of your stuff, all of your rec stuff? So many on these lists. It's amazing. Ponds in downtown Appleton. Many a person listed Dunham's, which apparently is RIP in West Dallas, as is a Sports Authority in Greendale, RIP. Yep. My first bike was from Kmart, says JB in the 920. My friends and I used to look through the East Bay magazine and then go buy that stuff at Dunham's. Much like my household when I was growing up. Maybe the best one here, Josh, from the 715. Somebody in the Wausau area most likely said, oh, where did I get my sports equipment growing up? From my older brothers. That's who.
Yeah, the hand-me-downs.
Yes, the old hand-me-downs.
There you go.
That worked for a lot of families, and it's definitely working for ours. Sorry, Reich. Let's be honest. He doesn't play sports. He doesn't get any Rudy's old sports stuff.
Does he care?
Apparently in Racine back in the day, it was a place called Divine's.
Yeah, I don't remember there either.
And then Dick's Sporting Goods, and now Dunham's. But all of this stuff is pretty much online. Jason in the 920, Kmart for sure was a place to go for shoes. It wasn't until about 7th grade, and I paid for half of my shoes. Thanks, Bunny and Dan. And then I went to Ray's in Watertown. Oh, yeah, Ray's Shoes in Watertown. So many of these standalone type of shoe spots where there was, like the Shopkos and the Kmart's had a shoe section, but Ray's in Watertown, I think the only thing they sold was shoes.
Don't you miss that? Don't you miss those local stores?
I miss the smells. How weird is that, right? Like I've been telling my friends at Blaine's Farm and Fleet for years that I can tell you exactly what that store smells like when you walk into it in Watertown. I remember it like yesterday. And we all have those smells that take us back to some place. I just specifically remember what those type of stores, those old standalone stores smelled like. I know it's probably weird to say out loud, but
No,
very distinctive.
Trust me. I mean, bowling alleys more than anything else used to have a smell. They're fading now, but it used to be a faint smell of smoke, cigarette smoke, and that was built into the cushions. And bowling alley
and oil
and oil. Yep.
All right, when we come back at the top of the hour, it's time for the Malott Meets Morning Mind Dump. There's a lot of chatter, especially now that the NCAA tournament and the college basketball side of things and NIL and all this stuff, we do a lot of complaining about loyalty and players moving around and all this stuff. Well, it was reported yesterday that the UW Green Bay women's basketball team, probably the best program in the state for women's basketball, hasn't had a transfer out in 3 years. Kayla Karius joins us next on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't tell me that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa!
Second to pitch. And Williams hits a high fly ball, deep right field. Noel going back on the track at the wall. It's gone! It's gone! Jet Williams has won it for the Sounds. An opposite field 3-run homer. Williams throws the helmet in the air, gets doused by the water, and the Sounds have won it 7-4 on a walk-off jack by Jet.
A good night in Nashville for the Nashville Sounds. Jet Williams with the walk-off, audio courtesy of the Nashville Sounds. Cooper Pratt had a night himself, 2 for 3 with a walk and a double, 2 stolen bases. And Jackson Churio and Andrew Vaughn made an appearance for the Sounds on rehab assignment. Vaughn hit a single. Jackson Churio was 0 for 1 with 2 walks, but did score a run. And get them out of there now.
Yeah, that's good.
Wrap them in bubble wrap and ship them back to Milwaukee. We need them in the Brewers uniforms because there's a reason why our show intro isn't anything from the Brewers game last night. Arizona 6, Brewers 2.
Yep.
What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome in. Hour 2 Inside Wisconsin Sports. Trevor Thomas, Josh Albrecht.
Hi.
Live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. There's been a lot of discussion around college basketball the last few days with the expansion, at least the proposed expansion still has to get passed, of the NCAA tournament from 68 to 76 games. And it's brought up loyalty and NIL and just all of the things that college athletics is up against with a little bit of a microscope on college basketball. In the same day, a news report comes out that there's a particular team here in the state of Wisconsin that has had 0 transfers out. 0 transfers out. And it's one of only 3 programs in the entire country that can say that's been the case. That is Malott Meets Mind Dump worthy. And joining us next is Kayla Karius from the University of Wisconsin Green Bay women's basketball program, because that's the one that gets to do it. Let's go.
I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me.
The coffee is kicked in. We're awake and ready to roll. Let's get some things off our chest and out of our heads.
You don't know what it's like to be me out here for you. It is an up at dawn, pride-swallowing siege that I will never fully tell you about, okay?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
We got no food. We got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off.
It's time for the Morning Mind Dump, presented by Malott Meats. High-quality meats at a fair price, safely delivered to your front door. To learn more, visit wisconsinmeatmarket.com. Experience the power of the family meal with Malott Meats on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Today's the last day of April, which means it's the last day of the meat of the month at Malott Meats, which is the tenderloin. Get there today. WisconsinMeatMarket.com. You can order Mom 10% off of tenderloins between now and Mother's Day. But you got to do it quickly because it takes about 2-ish days to safely be delivered to your front door. To learn more, WisconsinMeatMarket.com. You will not be disappointed, and neither will Mom. Joining us now on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. That's Rick's wife, who should be getting her tenderloin for Mother's Day. Don't you agree?
At least one.
Yeah. Oh, the whole thing, actually. You know, we'll cut it and trim it ourselves. We'll put it on the grill for Mom for Mother's Day.
It sounds delicious.
Let's do it. Kayla Karius, the head coach of the University of Wisconsin Green Bay women's basketball team. It's April 30th. Why are we talking to Kayla? Well, as if there was things in the news that were negative that we wanted to pounce on and talk about in society all day long. There is an incredible success story here at UW Green Bay with the women's basketball program. WFRV, and obviously you and your social media department, put out a stat the other day that said you are only one of 3 teams in the entire country that has had 0 transfers out of your program the last 3 years in a row.
Right.
Huh?
Well, first of all, we're at a stage where isn't it mind-blowing that that's actually the minority? I mean, for a long time, that was just how it was. And obviously, the landscape has changed a lot. And the last 5 years or so have really proven that. But I think it is incredible. The other 2 schools, because a lot of people have been asked, that's the first question. Well, who are the other 2? The other 2 schools are Harvard and Army. So also 2 schools that obviously don't see people leaving very often for different reasons. And so we're in pretty good company, I would say, with people who want to just stick to where they're at. They're really happy here. They find a lot of good things about our program. And I think there's a variety of reasons why, right? I think this is a community team. This is not just UWGB over there on the east side doing our own thing and surviving on our own. This is the entire community, the entire city showing up for us night in and night out and providing an awesome experience and atmosphere to play in. And fans and people that really care about our players, not that just clap for them, but really want to help them find jobs once they graduate and want to invest time into them as people and all those things I think help people feel really connected. And we all learned after COVID times that we all need to feel connected in order to stay happy and to stick to one spot. So I think there's plenty of reasons why kids are happy here.
Kayla, I'd love to say that the UWGB men's team is doing the same thing as you guys, as the ladies are. Not the case. What advice could we give DG to try to follow suit?
This is where it gets hard because I think Doug is doing a really, really good job, and he's a really great colleague to work alongside of. His whole staff is. We almost feel like every year we're just like becoming more and more different as far as the sports and the environments that we work in. Maybe it's obvious, but they operate so differently on the men's side, and there is a lot more money involved. That's just the bottom line. So when you look at some of those top kids in the college game on the men's side, there's just a big discrepancy between that and the women's side, and that plays a huge role, right? You finally have these guys who are doing really good things here at UW Green Bay, and then you've watched in the last couple of years take off and go to a different program, and it's to cash in a big check, and so. It's just different. It's really hard to be able to compare the two because we just operate so differently. And I think the men's side and women's side, there's maybe some different values going on. It's a bit outside of Doug's control for sure, but he's done a really nice job, and I think that they're trending the right way.
It's Kayla Karius, the head coach of the University of Wisconsin women's basketball program, joining us on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. There is a trend in the men's side of things where there's a lot of transfers out or transfers in general. You're one of only 3 teams that can say you haven't had anybody transfer out over the last 3 years straight, but you've had many transfer in, including someone that you just landed that Doug said, I believe it was Green Bay, it was Wisconsin and Tennessee, and they chose UW Green Bay. So with all due respect, there's got to be some secret sauce that you're sharing with these players who are looking to transfer, have options where there's going to be money involved. And it's not that there's no money involved in Green Bay, but can you compare your NIL budget to Tennessee? Doubtful. So what is that about?
Well, I go back to, before we get to that, I think when this transfer portal first started to blow up a few years ago and kids had the option to transfer as many times as they want without a consequence, there's a lot of feelings, especially from coaches, saying, we don't like the rule. We don't like it. We're not going to operate that way. And I think in our time that we're in right now, and it's in a lot of industries too, you have to adapt to it. or fall really far behind. So as far as our own personal feelings, like, is this the right thing for kids growing up? Like, I have my own feelings towards it. I don't really think it's teaching them the right thing. We're not teaching loyalty. We're not teaching kids to stick to it. At the same time, I have to set aside my personal beliefs and say, this is my job. And my job has really changed so much in the last 10 years, 11 years since I started coaching. And this is the game now. And so you're right, though. What we've found is we have benefited from the portal because we haven't had anybody leave, and we've had really good players come in. And just look at this last year, for example. We had a brand new starting 5, and we brought in 6 transfers, and we found the kids that fit. We really take our time and make sure that these kids fit. And if last year's any indication, those kids are, if they are the right fit and they have the right intentions and want to be here because of the team, not because of themselves, they can come together and we can go do some special things. So we set out to do the same. This year, we didn't need as many portal pieces. We just happened to have so many seniors the first year that I was here. And we needed a couple of people to fit the spot. The young lady that you're talking about is Elisa Mevius, and she's a transfer from Oregon. Our biggest connection there is she's German, and her and I both played for the same German coach. So I spent 4 years playing professionally after I graduated from UWGB, and I spent 2 of those years playing for René Spandau in Saarlouis, Germany, and loved playing for him. Actually had a lot of similarities to the Green Bay program, and I just really connected with him, and then continued to stay in touch with him. He's the only European coach that I've continued to stay in touch with, and we've talked about other players along the way. He's tried to help us recruit players at different stops that I've been. But this one, Elisa and I connected 2 years ago when I first got here. She was leaving Siena. She was defensive player of the year in their league and had a great career. But the big schools were calling, and we got on the phone and chatted a little bit. But as soon as Oregon and other Big Ten schools came into play, it was a different story. So we said goodbye. I wished her good luck. And then she was looking for a different opportunity here now for her 5th year. And we reconnected. Yes, you're right. Some of those schools that you mentioned were in the mix. They wanted her to visit. We were able to get her on a visit before she got to the others. And again, I go back to relationships are key. We still believe in this, in this world of pick up and leave and try to cash in a bigger check, which is some people's mindset. We still believe that relationships win out. And here was a relationship I didn't maybe expect to rely on at this point in the game. But my German coach had such a good relationship with her still. And when he trusts me and he's telling her, this is the person you usually need to go play for and you need to be a part of that program. He's been following us and watching us with the 7-hour time difference all season long. So he knows what we're about. And when you have that type of person vouching for you and in her corner, someone that she trusts, it wins out over a potential big program, like a couple big programs that she was intending to visit and had the chance to be a part of. And so we feel really lucky that she relied on that. And I think she's going to be a really good fit.
Kayla, the big news that came out this week was that they are going to expand the March Madness tournament and that they are making this to where there's going to be more teams that play before the round of 64. Differing opinions on if that is a good decision, a bad decision. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I had to really read into it because I don't know how much it's going to affect us. I potentially it could be a really good thing because there could just obviously more opportunities. And when you're looking at teams like us who we really feel like we have to win the conference tournament. I mean, we're trying to position ourselves every year with a tough non-conference schedule to be an at-large bid, but it's only happened one time in the history of our league. And so we know that that's difficult to do. It was difficult to do then. It feels like it's even more difficult to do now because of just, again, there's a lot of money involved and there's a lot of power conference schools that feel like they deserve to be there. And so it's difficult to prove. It's difficult to put up a really great resume against some of those other people. So I do think it could potentially help us. There's a few additional spots, but it'll be interesting how they handle that. And I know I've been reading about the differing opinions too, and I can see both sides of it. I think there are so many changes in our game right now with the NCAA. It feels like in a few weeks there's about to be another really big change that everybody's saying is likely going to happen. And it's just one of those jobs, one of those industries that you just have to stay on your toes because so much can happen. And I don't know that we all know the full effects of what expanding the NCAA tournament's going to actually look like until we go through a year of it. Sort of like how we thought we don't really know what the transfer portal is really going to bring until we've all experienced it. And so I think it's a wait and see.
Well, you talk about relationships, but that's one of the things that you sell with UW Green Bay. I've said it on the show. I think GB is the premier women's collegiate basketball school in the state. The reason is because you guys are always, often in the NCAA tournament. Not always, don't want to jinx that. And that's a selling point for students that are trying to go, hold on, there's more to this in Green Bay than other spots.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, when we have what we've found really, really helpful, by the way, is the transfers that we've brought in have all had a connection here. They've either been recruited here, or when they were little, they came to camp here, and they have pictures of them playing on the Crest floor, or they had a connection to coming to games here as a recruit. They played against us in league. We've had a couple of players join us that were in the Horizon League, but just on opposing teams. And of course, any other relationship. We found the most success with those types of kids. We've tried recruiting a little bit more outside the region, but kids don't have a connection. And it's really difficult sometimes to explain the magic of the Crest Center and the magic of the fans and all that comes with it. But what we do for sure is when a player comes to campus, regardless if they've been there before or not, is the first thing we do is take them right onto the Crest floor and look up into the rafters and talk about all the banners that are hanging. And it's because it means more than just one player. We want this player to be a part of the big piece. And when you look up there, you can really get a sense of how much success this program has had. At one point, winning 20 conference championships in a row, which is unheard of. And watching and looking and seeing how little space there is left on that row to add banners. I mean, it's just a really cool thing to talk about. Not just the conference side, but you flip around and look at the NCAA tournament dots that are up there, and how special that is, and how many people go into that, and how much we value that tradition of success. We love our alumni base. We include them as much as we can. We talk about this is just, it's not about you. I think you have to believe that this is bigger than you, and you're going to be a part of something really, really great. And then we can get into the individual player and what we see in you and how you are great. But I think everybody wants to belong to something that's really special. And there are a lot of kids that have had experience at other places that thought it was going to be great or cashed in a big check. And I can't tell you how many conversations I've had this spring of players saying, I just want to win. I just want to be a part of a team that cares about each other and shares the ball and doesn't really worry about themselves all the time. I can't tell you how many times I've heard it, because that's just the way that the culture is turning towards. And I just still believe that we have that at Green Bay, and we're able to showcase that.
I think you're onto something that the rest of college sports should be onto. Eventually, this is going to come down to those conversations, because that's why kids transfer out. They haven't had these talks like you're having with your players. I don't get enough playing time. Well, dude, we talked about that on your way in. You got to stay here for a second. And I don't know, grow and develop. Fancy concept.
Yeah.
Kayla Karius of UWGB women's basketball fame, but also of Sheboygan North High School fame, Wisconsin girl. So before we let you go, we were just talking about where we all grew up and what sporting goods store was there that we got our stuff at that doesn't exist anymore. So where in Sheboygan was your this is where I'm going to get my basketball shoes?
I don't think it's there. Well, we for a lot of things we went to Play It Again Sports.
Yep.
We had one of those. And then Dunham's. I don't know if Dunham's is there anymore, but those two. Oh, did you see that?
That was awesome.
The screen really likes Dunham's. I think those were the places that we went to, and I don't know if they're there anymore.
Was there a small town store though that you went to for like the really niche things? Like it was downtown and it was family owned. It's probably not there anymore. Let's be real.
Actually, I think it is still open. A couple of my high school teammates, their parents opened a store. It's called Not Just Soccer. It's downtown. They were big soccer people, but basketball as well. But they had tons of different sporting gear, and they took your letter jackets and would sew on the medals on your letter jackets. And shout out to John and Libby Churchill, because that was our high school teammates who owned that store, who would provide anything else that you needed.
That is the greatest name of a sporting goods store I've ever heard in my life. Not just soccer.
Not just soccer. Yeah.
You have my attention.
But by the way, I'm
Kayla
pretty
Curry.
sure I got all the hand-me-downs from my brother, so I don't think I
See,
got
that was
anything
somebody
new.
else's store too. Was the hand-me-down store?
That's the hand-me-down
awesome.
store. Yeah,
The
nothing
cheapest
was
one
new.
out there.
Yeah, that's right. They're like, "Oh, Kayla,
Kayla-
you're not going to play soccer for more than a season. Just use your brother's cleats. We know you're not going to. You're going to quit pretty soon." I'm like, "Oh, that was true."
Encouraging.
Parents know best. Yeah.
Kayla Karius, UW Green Bay women's basketball with the secret sauce on how to keep kids in a program. Thanks for jumping on and telling that story. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, you guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, Kayla.
Chat with you soon. The Wisconsin Sports Radio Network guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. So often, Josh, we'll sit and talk about all the reasons why college basketball is busted. There's so many that we could do the rest of the show on that.
Yep.
But when there's a program like this in the state of Wisconsin who makes headlines for keeping kids in the program, there's got to be something to what she's doing that I think college athletics can learn from. And she said it there too. These kids that are chasing the almighty dollar, they're going to have a wake-up call. We talked about this when John Calipari, during College Game Day, during the NCAA tournament, said when some of these people that have these huge checks go and apply for their first job, they're going to get offered 50, 60 grand, and they're going to say, well, what about free meals? Well, what about my car?
Right.
What about...
It's setting the expectation.
And that's a disappointment waiting to happen. When we come back, it is a Be Better Thursday on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Those studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. What are your Be Better moments from the week? It's Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
It's time to answer the question, who needs to be better? Is it a team?
I need to be better for our team.
A coach?
I got to be better as a coach.
A player?
I got to be better. We got to be better. Just facts.
Let us know who you think has to be better. Brought to you by the Better Business Bureau. Show people your business is better. Get BBB accredited with the Better Business Bureau at bbb.org.
That's right. It's time to answer the question, who in Wisconsin sports and beyond needs to be better? Brought to you by the Better Business Bureau. 4 out of 5 accredited businesses would recommend accreditation to other businesses. If you want to showcase your business as a better business, get BBB accredited. Learn more at bbb.org. We want to know, who do you think needs to be better? Let us know now on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line, 414-677-1250. Trev, it used to just be my first one. I thought forever would be just Joey Ortiz. No, it's a whole law firm now. The law firm of Ortiz, Renhefo, and Freilich need to be better. All three of these guys, I mean, listen, they had one game. They had one game where they went off, and that was honestly a game where everyone went off. But overall, I can't keep sitting here and going, no, we'll just give him time. We'll give him time. I understand it's early. It's early for everybody. And the Brewers can't afford to fall much further behind. I know we're waiting for Jackson Chourio to come back, Christian Yelich to come back. Those guys being back aren't going to change how those three guys are batting. Maybe a little bit, depending on if they're having to pitch around Chourio or Vaughn or Yelich, but not enough to where you can be batting a 180, 190. They got to be better.
College basketball fans that are looking at this whole NCAA tournament expansion and losing your friggin' minds, be better. Of all the things in college athletics, this is the hill that you're choosing to die on at the moment. Be along for the ride. Be a fan. Not telling you how to fan.
Sounds like you're telling me how to fan.
Not telling you how to fan, but be better.
This feels like that was like a personal. If that felt like a personal attack on me, I will not change that at all. All right. That being said, I do agree with you on the NCAA needing to be better. They aren't building up anyone's trust or confidence that they can handle the way these major collegiate sports are changing, whether it's the portal or NIL or now satisfying the conference's needs so that the Power Five don't split off and do their own thing. There were threats of the SEC figuring out its own thing with college football. Get a hold of this, NCAA. Are you not in charge of all collegiate athletics? Be better.
The 920 on the Nicolay Law Talking text line, 414-677-1250. Pat Murphy needs to be better at telling fans how to feel. Like we're spoiled? I mean, I still love the guy, but don't tell us how to fan from the 920. Be better.
Yep, I agree with him on that one. Hey, I got one for Tommy, our boy Tommy Wirtz.
Yeah.
Tommy's got to be better. Tommy has never seen Back to the Future. Ever. Like, we talked about it yesterday in the bullpen area, and he said, yeah, that's the one where they've got, like, he's got the special Nike shoes. I was like, that's your synopsis of Back to the Future? Tommy, you're on billboards now. You're big time. Big time's got to be better.
But he's young.
I don't care.
That's an old movie.
I don't care.
Are you an old movie guy, though?
There are certain movies that I feel like you have to know, right? Like, he's seen Shawshank Redemption. Okay. So, like, there are some, but even if you've never seen it, like, you got to be able to have known it enough to understand the premise. He was like, yeah, they go back to the future. He's wearing Nike shoes. No, that's not it, bud. That's not it. I told him, I said, you have to watch Back to the Future. This is homework.
That's probably a future top 5 list. The top 5 movies you must know.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I know that everyone has some that are missing from their resume. I get that. I get it. But even the ones that I've never seen, like, you got to have a general idea of what the heck the movie is.
Gremlins.
You've never seen Gremlins?
Oh yeah, I've seen Gremlins.
Oh.
That would make my list, I think.
Got it.
Frost tonight. Simple. Be better. Come on. April 30th.
Yeah, there was frost on the car this morning. The low was low overnight. Not a fan. Be better, Wisconsin weather. Hey, USBC, Wisconsin State, United States Bowling Congress, Wisconsin State Bowling Tournament. Be better. Well, I don't understand in any way, shape, or form why we're scheduling squads at 8 o'clock at night and then running late and then not starting them until 8:30 and then having them turn the lights off in the bowling alley before people can even pick up their bracket money because it's almost 1 a.m. by the time the squad's done. What are we doing? How long have we been doing this tournament? It hasn't been 5 years. It's been what? Maybe, I don't know, 100? Be better.
Bucks, Giannis, just give me your ear for a second. When we choose silence and yet don't like it when the media makes speculation based on silence, you got to be better. You have to be more calculated. You can't just allow you to not tell us who the head coach of the Bucks is, even though seemingly we all know. And now we make speculations, but then you hear a guy like Giannis go, I really wish I would have shut that down. Okay, then choose your words and your timing correctly. Be better.
Yeah, that was actually the last one I had on my list too, was just this uncertainty that you're creating. Have Bucks fans not gone through enough of having to pay attention to Shams and the rest of these national talking heads and per sources because there just isn't communication and clarification from the team itself and the organization? Be better. Just put it out there. I still don't understand what it's hurting. And just know you're painting this picture of there's some shady stuff going on. Be better.
From the 906 on the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line, 414-677-1250. During a segment we call Be Better with the Wisconsin Better Business Bureau. What in your world over the last week do you think, sports or otherwise, needed to be better? This person on the 906 says, we need 128 teams in the tourney. The more, the better.
No. I disagree. Although, I think you're going to get your wish. I think that this is just the beginning. Just like most things, they'll keep pushing that envelope. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it got to 128.
Garbage Man Mike wants to have Tommy's back for a second and says, hey, Tommy, it's all good. I've never seen Back to the Future either.
Oh, Garbage Man Mike, you also have homework. Watch Back to the Future.
That was one of those things from a while ago that I know I've seen that movie, but I haven't watched it in the last 20 years, if not longer.
Yeah, but you've seen it.
But boy, I don't know if I could tell you how it went anymore. Or Gremlins is the same.
Give me your pitch right now, elevator pitch of the movie. 10-second. What is Back to the Future?
You're not going to be very happy with this. There's a kid who lives in a time and meets this really creepy old dude who's got this car with a flux capacitor, and he's able to go back to the future after he went to the past to change some things that he wasn't supposed to change.
Not bad, actually. Yeah. A flux capacitor, dropping that line is already way better than saying the one with the Nike shoes.
Can we just all agree? Gas prices be better?
Yeah.
Remember that whole, I went to the hardware store to buy a portable Blackstone thing and left with a vehicle?
Yeah.
That vehicle needs to hit a tree without my family in it because the thing is $130 to fill up.
Oh boy.
And it's a V8. When you start it, it purrs. Bad.
Are you getting rid of it? You think you got a lemon?
No. I'm saying strictly gas prices. Like when we bought it, gas was in the 2s.
Yeah.
Today, gas is in the 4s.
Yeah. Yeah, gas prices for sure need to be better. Jake in the 262 said, front was so bad this morning, or frost, I think is what he meant, was so bad this morning, we thought my wife's car doors were frozen shut. It was only after I dumped water on them that I asked her if her doors were locked.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Click the button. Jeez. 414-677-1250. It's a Be Better Thursday. The Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. Jason in the 920. Oh, this I expected. Trevor, I'm ashamed of you. I have Back to the Future in VHS and DVD for you. Here's what you need to know about Jason. There is not an older movie he hasn't seen.
Oh,
I mean, all of them.
Okay, but he's also saying that he has, a VHS or DVD for you, so you can borrow it and catch up.
That's cute because I can't play either of those things in my house. And by the way, if they're in his possession right now, I'd be shocked. I think they're at the cabin up north, along with every other old VHS movie ever made. I mean, literally, the guy is a movie quoting machine. He watches all the old stuff. I'm not a big movie guy, man. Like me,
I get it.
I get the sleepies.
Yeah. Listen, I get it. There are a ton of movies I haven't seen. I just feel like there are some that you need to know, or at least know enough to understand like references and things of that nature. Jacob in a van points out the Back to the Future that Tommy's talking about with the Nike shoes isn't even the first movie. It's the second one. It's a great point. Technically, he's talking about a product that's in Back to the Future too.
Bob in Minneapolis hates the Brewers.
Yes, he does.
And he says, be better. Stop saying the Brewers have been successful. When a team has never won the World Series, you mean, seemingly, that's not successful. Trying and passionate, yes. Successful, no. Be better.
Is he wrong? I mean, it goes back to what Tim Allen says about how we judge success. It's a great question.
I think there's layers of success. Before 2008, success was get to the playoffs. 2008, we reached that. Therefore, then success would be win a playoff series. Did that. Now get to the national champion, the NLCS. Did that. I think the only way we can measure complete success for the Brewers moving forward, the real success, is a World Series. Now, I would take getting there as successful. If we don't win one, that's still a success. But after that, I mean, 82 is a long time ago now. Like 44-ish years. I'm 43, born in 83.
Yep.
I'm not saying he's wrong, or right for matter, but that's it. We kind of got to go there.
The 414 says Cooper Pratt needs to be better so we can finally bench Joey Ortiz.
Dude hit a walk-off home run for the Sounds last night.
No, Jet Williams did.
Jet Williams hit a walk-off home run for the Sounds last night, but Cooper Pratt was 2 for 3. 2 runs scored.
I know. I'm honestly like that. I did bring that up, though, I think last week, that as badly as I want Joey Ortiz and some of these other guys to have a little bit more pressure on them from our bag of prospects, the bag of prospects have to be better as well. They had a great night last night, but especially if you're in the minors, you need to see some of those guys cook before you're going to bring them up to the majors.
There are guys that are absolutely cooking for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Stay tuned. We're going to chat with them at the top of the hour to hear all things about their homestand and also just check in on the baby Brewers. How are things going there? There's some names that we were unaware of that are making headlines, which is all good things for the future of Brewers baseball. More of your Be Better moments for the last week or just in general in Wisconsin sports or your life. 414-677-1250. The Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. It's Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
The Queen of Spice is heating up breakfast at Wendy's with new items like their jalapeno sausage, egg and cheese biscuit, their jalapeno bacon, egg and cheese biscuit, and a spicy side twist of jalapeno bacon seasoned potatoes. Oh, you kidding me? Available for a limited time, so get a bite while you can and spice up your morning at Wendy's.
You just had a moment there.
Man, you can jalapeno bacon seasoned potatoes. Whoo! Whoo!
Once you get older, there's a couple ingredients in there where you're just going to pick and choose your battles.
Can't do the spice?
Bacon's not one of them.
Oh, bacon for you is the problem.
No, bacon's not one of them.
Oh, got it. Yeah. No, those
never has.
That's happened.
Inside Wisconsin Sports, Trevor and Josh on a Be Better Thursday. There's a lot of people saying that we need to calm down about trying to make the Brewers be better this time of year. In the same token, there are others that are eternal pessimists and say this is just the way it's going to be and we just have to deal with it. We don't have the money, blah, 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 blah. So what's the happy medium between being a Brewers fan right now and not wanting them to be 3.5 games out of first place versus it's early? What part of that needs to be better? 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law talk and text line. Josh, how do we determine angst versus patience?
Yeah, I think there are a few things that you look at, and this goes beyond just this season for the Brewers. I think it's where are the goalposts? What's the expectation that was set, right? I know you say there are disappointments waiting to happen, but we still set them every year.
Well, that's where we're at right now.
Right. And so it's that. And then also the timeline of how much time you have left. What's that window, right? We're kind of going through that with the Packers right now of, well, what's the window that we have left with Jordan Love and this team as it is right now, right? We talk about that window for Goody and for Matt LaFleur, et cetera, et cetera. I think that there's a little bit of that with the Brewers right now, but I think mostly we're looking at it as last year we saw what this team could be. And we are bringing more pieces along for the ride now. We have these prospects, but are we feeling like those prospects are for the future or for helping this team now? And I think the fact that we were so close and we won it so badly last year is what has us feeling the way we do even early on.
And so how do we gauge that success, which we would call success, with our patience in terms of guys, like there's a lot of dudes that were on this team that was really good last year that are back this year. And yes, there's injuries, but we look at all of the prospects that we talk about. And at the top of the hour, we're going to talk to Ryan Mady from the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. And there's guys making waves down there in terms of potential soon-to-be number one prospects within the Brewers organization. We all know the names: Jet Williams, Cooper Pratt, Jesus Made, Luis Pena. The list goes on. I mean, look at Fitzpatrick comes up yesterday. There are things there. There are pieces that we can look forward to. And yet right now, it's kind of a tough pill to swallow.
I think the biggest part of it, though, is still the expectation. Because to your point of what you just said, if we are thinking that we're gauging success on being okay, then we have nothing to worry about. This team is 3.5 games back. It's the end of April. We're not even to May yet. The season there's so much season left. We're going to get these guys back from injury. And then we're going to have help, right? We have more guys beyond those big three that are rehabbing that we can hopefully bring back up. But if your idea of success and that expectation is to win the whole damn thing, then you got to ask yourself, all right, even if we bring these guys back up, do we think this team as it sits now, are they good enough to win the whole thing? And if not, what needs to change? Are we wasting time leaving Rengifo and Joy Ortiz there instead of bringing up a prospect or going to get someone else? Is it too early to be looking, I guess, at that point of, is this team good enough to face the Dodgers with all of it on the line? Even with those guys back up there.
And are we healthy enough, I suppose, to do it right now versus what it needs to look like? Look at the Dodgers during the year last year. We knew that their players, their best of the best, were injured, and we swept them in LA, and we put that feather in our cap going into the NLCS, and boom, boom, ba, boom, boom.
I love this rice cake.
Yeah, our guy on the rice cake diet.
In the 414 said, injuries are not an excuse, but they are a factor. Too many of our main contributors are out right now, and they will be back with a bunch of time left afterwards to win. That's true. That's true. My question is, when those guys come back, and I'm asking this legitimately, is that enough? Is that enough? I don't know.
Nobody knows. At the top of the hour, we're going to check in with the baby Brewers, the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. A big weekend ahead for them in Appleton at Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium. And there's a jersey giveaway. And Josh, I know they pride themselves. They have our size.
Yeah, atta baby.
We will talk with Ryan Maid and the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers when we come back. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It's Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
It's time for your fan weather forecast brought to you by Habish and Road Tier. Sunny conditions this morning, turning into cloudy conditions this afternoon. Continuing into the evening with a high of 46 degrees. It's currently 41 degrees here in Milwaukee.
I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't tell me that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa!
Second, the pitch. And Williams hits a high fly ball, deep right field. Noel going back on the track at the wall. It's gone! It's gone! Jet Williams has won it for the Sounds. An opposite field 3-run homer. Williams throws the helmet in the air, gets doused by the water, and the Sounds have won it 7-4 on a walk-off jack by Jet.
A walk-off jack by Jet for Nashville. Audio courtesy of the play-by-play guys versus the Nashville Sounds. Relevant because Jackson Churio and Andrew Vaughn were down there. We see good things coming from Jet Williams and Cooper Pratt. And the majority of those guys started as baby Brewers, which is why, maybe half. We'll say half. Many of the Brewers that are on the roster start as baby Brewers. That's why we're chatting this morning with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome to Hour 3 of Inside Wisconsin Sports. Trevor Thomas, Josh Albrecht.
Hi.
Live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Joining us now on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. Ryan Mead of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Is baby Brewers, is that like something that you wish we wouldn't say, or is it is what it, I mean, it is.
Yeah. No, it's fun. That's what we are, right? These guys are young guys coming up, and they're going to be Brewers in a couple of years. So yeah, let's roll with it.
That's the plan, Stan. So inside scoop, I may or may not have texted someone you work with and went, hey, bark twice if there is a potential rehab start coming for a guy or two that maybe were in Nashville last night. He said, unfortunately not.
Yeah, we always, you always hope, there's a lot of factors I think that go into those things, especially, sometimes the weather. Again, we've not been the greatest April here too. They love to have to make sure those guys are playing. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. Hopefully, not that we want the Brewers guys to get hurt, but I know there's a couple of guys that'll be coming back here still. So we're trying to keep optimistic about some of the future ones.
Ryan, can you just give us your side of this when we view these prospects and their journey? A lot of us are sitting here looking at how Joey Ortiz and some of these other guys are doing in the majors and going, when are we bringing these prospects up? Is there something we're missing here of it takes time, or how do you guys view that living in the minor league world?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is a process, right? I mean, some of these guys, again, you get the Churios, the Medeas of the world. Those guys are like flying through the system, and it's 2 years when they're with us, and they're in the, I could see Medea with the Brewers next year, right? And he's 20 years old. But normally it's a longer process. And years ago, it was always, hey, 1 year, 1 year low A, 1 year high A, 1 year double A. I mean, that's kind of gone out the window a little bit. So it's already progressing towards that faster track. But yeah, it's still, these guys still need time to mature, it's on the field, but it's off the field. It's, chatting with the media and just getting used to all the responsibilities that come along with being a pro, some Braylon Payne, high school guy 2 years ago, Midwest League Player of the Week this week. Now he's got a lot of the media responsibilities and things that he's got to handle. And how do you handle those things once you kind of have the success? So it's not only it's a lot of different variables, but I think it does take some time. Just make sure those guys are ready, because you don't want to throw them into the fire and then all of a sudden they see some adversity, and then who knows what happens at that point.
How much of those off-field things that you just talked about, like speaking with the media, how much of that is handled, at the Timber Rattlers level?
Yeah. We do a lot of that from our standpoint. Chris Maring is our play-by-play director of media relations, so he handles a lot of that. But we kind of have an orientation with these guys when they get here and show some of these guys like, hey, you're going to be on MLB Network and you're going to be doing some of these things, hopefully when you get to the Brewers. So this is where you learn, right? When you're talking to maybe some of the local TV, but when you get on the national stage, you want to be ready for that. So take advantage of those opportunities, because it's just going to help them in their growth, because it's definitely part of their business and part of building kind of their brand, as hopefully they become the next superstars.
Ryan Mead, he's the VP of Business Operations for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, knows all things operations on the field, speaking to the prospects, but also off the field. And that's what makes the high A level of minor league baseball and others like it such an awesome experience for fans to go to. A big homestand this weekend. Tonight, craft brews and brats. Tomorrow, it's the Luis Pena bobblehead giveaway day to the first 1,000 fans. Bluey meet and greet ticket package is required if you want to meet Bluey on Saturday. And then 1,000 fan jersey giveaway on Sunday. It's also Whiffer's birthday on Sunday. It's the family aspect of getting to come and see the prospects of the Milwaukee Brewers. Every once in a while, a rehab assignment, which sells that stadium out overnight. But it really is about all of the things off the field. So talk to us about the weekend ahead.
Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah, we, the guys will be on the field and they'll be doing their thing. But yeah, we kind of try to make the experience the best that we definitely can, and try to make it as wide of a variety of things too, right? So tomorrow night it's the Luis Pena bobble. The number 2 prospect. So all those people want to make sure that are getting. Yep,
I'm gonna need one of those.
Add to the collection there. Yep, we'll make sure that happens. So it's there's the sports fan, people that want to get him, and it's just we haven't had many opportunities where a player's on our team and then we're doing a bobblehead of him because he had to play for us the previous year. So really kind of a cool opportunity with Luis tomorrow. So that's on Friday night, which would be kind of a really good crowd. But yeah, you go from that day, to the Bluey, to the families, the 2 kids, the parents with the 2-year-old, 3-year-olds that want to come and see Bluey at the ballpark. So definitely a different aspect there. Then the next day, we have a Whiffer's birthday. So we have like 20 mascots. We're doing a pregame kickball mascot game on the field before the game, which is always a lot of fun. We're doing a jersey giveaway for the first 1,000 fans. The weather is supposed to finally turn, so actually it'll maybe feel like spring this weekend, which is now sounding good after we've had a bunch of rain out. So no, we're excited. It just try to have as many fun things that we can. So, no matter if you're just a huge baseball fan or just want to bring the family out for some fun, that there's something for you to come out for, especially this weekend.
I know for a fact, because I have a young one. I have a 1.5-year-old and a 9-year-old who was also watching Bluey when Bluey first came out. So tell me a little bit more for those families that are hearing this for the first time going, holy crap, Bluey at the Timber Rattlers. Okay, we got to cancel everything. What does this all entail?
Yeah. So so basically we have a package. You get a box seat. You get hot dog, chips, soda, and then kind of meet and greet photo op with Bluey. It's $37. So it's all wrapped into one. But we have kind of different time slots. So you get your time slot, you can come up and meet with Bluey and get your photo during the day. So right at our website, you can kind of get those. It is getting filled up pretty quick though, because again, we have a limited amount of time that we can try to get people through and get their photos with Bluey. But yeah, I think it's our 3rd year doing it. Always one of our biggest games, which is again, I have 2 daughters as well, so big Bluey fans. So it's kind of taken over minor league baseball that everyone has to Bluey makes the track around every team now in the country.
Absolutely.
Man, I don't know who Bluey is.
No, you avoided Bluey.
So happy about that.
Oh, you shouldn't. Bluey's great.
Ryan Mead, the VP of Business Operations for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. It's just a fun place to go, Ryan. It has a lot to do with all the things that we're talking about, but the food options there too blow my mind. And minor league baseball does such a great job, and as have the Brewers this year with the addition we were talking about the other day. Jeff Levering was eating the deep fried Kringle from the Wisconsin State Fair booth, if you will, at AmFam Field. What are some of the food offerings at the T-Rats that would get a guy excited? Because I'm not coming out for Bluey, but I might for something else to eat. Big fella.
Yeah. No, we again, that's one of the things we pride ourselves on a little bit too. I know a lot of different venues that maybe scaled back, right, or a couple options, and our menus are pretty large and a lot of different things. So if you're going around, probably the ones that get talked about the most, we have our flat top grill, which is on the third base concourse. So it's a grilled cheese double cheeseburger. It's like stacked this high, but amazing once you see it. It's really one of our best sellers. We have our like full pound pork tenderloin sandwich is like bigger than my head. So that comes with it's like barely, the bun barely contains like a quarter of what the sandwich is. So it's that's at our first base main concession stand. We actually started partnering again. We partner with Barron's Brandy as well. So down the first base line, we have old fashioned slushies. So slush, brandy sweet old fashioned slushes that you can get down our first base line. So a lot of different things. You got your normal foods as well, but if you go to our club level, we're doing some kind of high end different things too. If you want to get the the flatbread pizzas or the chicken teriyaki bowls, we don't just do the burgers and brats. We got everything that you might want to have.
And I feel like we have to always point out, as Trevor did before we brought you on, Ryan, about the jersey sizes. It's not just small and mediums, right?
That up. No, it's the all. I'll correct myself. It's the all jersey giveaway that we get all those sizes. But when it's only 1,000 fans, Rob Georgiev sent me a text and said, and I quote, "We're back to offending you. It's only mediums and XLs when it's I know. Okay. I know.
Well, it's good to know. I'm glad we got clarification.
Yeah, I was.
There are some when we do use some youth sizes, but it's tough when you only got 1,000. Unfortunately, that we can't do every size. It just gets from a logistical process. It's a little tougher on that end.
It's bias. That's all it is. It's fine. It's fine. We're not upset by it. I mean, listen. The average bear is probably a medium or an XL. We had this argument on the air, Josh, did we not? And we asked people to text in, hey, what's your size? Are we the anomaly? Like, I'm a double X. Josh is a double X or a 3X. Are we the problem? Ryan, I guess we're the problem. So you're doing just fine. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you gotta play the hits, with some of these a little bit,
Play the hits. Are you guys doing music this year?
We got some kind of some pregame entertainment. We'll have some that are kind of tying a lot of our theme nights that we have that'll have kind of pregame. So Outer Tuggers Weekend, Margaritaville, Brattoberfest. When we got Joey Chestnut coming later in the year, so we got some Brattoberfest. We'll have some different polka bands and things like so. Yeah, different things that tie in a lot of our theme nights that we'll have out front and kind of playing before games.
Joey, how many can you do, Josh? Hot dogs?
Not even close. I can't even watch Joey Chestnut eat hot dogs.
Why?
Because it is so gross.
Thank you. That is exactly how listen, that's going to be a great promo. We're excited he's coming to the ballpark. But I can't watch it, dude. Like, it's gross.
It's not even, it's just he's in pain. It just looks like he's in pain.
I have questions about what happens the next 24 hours. I don't understand.
Ryan, I will say, I hope you guys are ready for Bluey Night. The 414 texted in on our Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line and said, I have 2 kids, 8 and 12, and I'm 48, and Bluey is the best cartoon ever. Someone else in the 414 said, Bluey is better than virtually all of the current kids' shows. You're going to have a good turnout for Bluey.
I'll give it to them because I watch those shows and you can as a parent you can actually enjoy it. There's some subtle messaging that's kind of funny sometimes, so you enjoy it. There's compared to some of the other shows I know that are out there.
Listen, I'm sure Bluey's great, but I got to be honest. If you somehow land Phineas and Ferb, I am there.
Okay, also saying I love Phineas and Ferb.
We'll see what we can do. Yeah, we'll do some little research there. We'll have to see.
Make a call. Make a call. Thanks.
Make a call.
Right. All right, timberrattlers.com for more information. Get out to the ballpark this weekend. The T-Rats are home. Go check out the Baby Brewers and all the things they have going on outside the fence is what we say in the biz. Ryan Mead and the T-Rats, we appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great. Thanks, guys.
I love going to Timber Rattlers games. It's just a blast.
Yeah, so much
fun.
fun.
I don't make it there often enough. But I think that's the best part about them is they're home almost every other week, and they do it right. MILB does home stands. It's not 2 games here, 1 game there. And it's not to say that it doesn't happen from time to time, but this is the week. Plan a stay, if you will, over at the T-Rat Stadium in Neuroscience Group Field. It's a good time.
Yeah.
It's a good time when you dress up for literally no reason whatsoever. If you missed this the other day, many of the members of the Milwaukee Brewers beat writing membership organization club were in flannels, and they talked about it on the air. And we have questions. So how about a little bonus? I have questions on Inside Wisconsin Sports. We'll chat about that next. Stay here, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Our thanks to Ryan Mead for joining us on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. It's Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Wow, that sucks. Just saw the news. David Allen Coe passed away last night at the age of 86. This song is a core memory for me. My buddy's wedding, we screamed this thing at the top of our lungs. And I know it's lost on you, Josh, but
yeah,
not many. Not lost on many. David Allen Coe no longer with us. A bad day. A good day, though, on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Kind of a fun conversation from the other night at the Milwaukee Brewers game. Not last night, but the night before. In case you missed it on social media or even within the broadcast itself, there was a number, like 8 of them, of the Milwaukee Brewers beat writers and those that cover the team on a regular basis, all dressed up in flannel and or plaid shirts. And it was in honor of, I believe, Spencer.
Yeah,
who's
Spencer
on the beat,
Williams.
Right?
Yep.
So what's the story, Josh?
So, first of all, if you don't know who Spencer Williams is, that's not necessarily surprising. He's always kind of stayed behind the scenes, more of a behind the scenes guys, worked in media, gathered sound, gone to press conferences, been the guy in the locker room for longer than I've been in radio. And he always wears, he's in it for the love of the game, right? He just loves being a part of it. And he always wears flannels down to the games. That's what you saw him in all the time, was he was wearing a flannel shirt. And so the rest of the writers on the Brewers beat decided to make a flannel day for Spencer, where they were all going to wear flannel shirts in honor of Spencer. I don't think they told Spencer that he was going to be a part of it.
That was going to be my question. Did they tell him, or was this a surprise and they all start showing up one by one in flannel shirts?
Yes, the surprise aspect of it. And then it was a surprise to Murph, who then notices it before the game in the pregame presser and said, "I see what you guys are doing. Get up here. Let's take a photo." And they're also, surrounding him. My big thing was, why didn't no one have an extra one to throw on Murph? Where's Murph's flannel? He looks out of place, which kind of brought me to some of the questions that I had that came out of this. So first of all, I want to know, are you a flannel guy? Because I feel like, much like Spencer, there are people that own a flannel, and then there are flannel people. Like your outfit, your closet is 70% flannel.
Okay, so I want to make sure that there is a significant difference between a plaid shirt and a flannel. My grandfather wore flannels every single day, all winter long, working down on the farm after he retired from the factory. Those were flannels. They're thicker. Sometimes they're wool. Like that. A flannel is a warm, long sleeve button-up collared shirt. A plaid shirt that looks like a flannel in terms of its print is something completely different. I love plaid. I have a number of different plaid flannel style Inside Wisconsin shirts that I wear. I roll up the sleeves and wear them in the summer in this tweener phase of spring, summer, or whatever the hell we call the weather right now.
Sure.
Big fan of that. But I'm a bigger fan of people dressing up to honor somebody else and them not knowing. Or have you seen these videos where these people are a part of a gift exchange, or all of the women bought all of the men the same shirt?
Yeah.
I would imagine that's what Spencer felt like when everybody and their mother was walking in a plaid or flannel shirt and went, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing this, are we? That's great.
It was a super cool idea. I do agree with you and understand the point. Yes, it's not a flannel, just if it's the plaid, design, right? It has to be kind of that heavier material, that warm material. I don't know if it necessarily has to be wool, right? Because then they usually say that's
some are made of wool
flannel.
for sure,
right?
Yeah,
but the other thing it made me think of was, and I'd love to hear on the Nicolay Law Fan Talk and text line 414-677-1250. Is there a time where you've gotten people together to all dress up in the same thing, in the same outfit, whether it could be for like a bachelor party, maybe it was for like a family event, and did you hate it, or are you someone that plays along? I will tell you that obviously Roosevelt's the shirt cult, essentially, that I'm part of. I match with people all the time. When we go to Disney with a family, as much as we can, when we're there, we're wearing matching stuff. I have joked forever that when Julie and I go to a big event, I try to, or a wedding or whatever. I ask, what color is the dress you're going to wear? And she goes, you don't need to match me. And I go, oh, I absolutely do. Because I need to make sure everyone else there knows, yep, it's me who outkicked this coverage. It's me. I'm with her. See how we are the same color? Right. It's because we're together. And so I've always been about that match game. But I know some people despise it. And they're like, no, in no way am I wearing the same damn thing as everyone else. And so I'm curious out there, where do you fall on that? And do you have a specific example of where you've matched a bunch of people?
Well, have you ever been a part of one of those surprises where you didn't know you were matching others, but you ended up matching others?
No. Like you just wear something and show up and go, oh, everyone's wearing this?
Yep. And it was by design, meaning, oh, that's cute. That's cute. All of us are in the same thing. Well played, wives. Well played. Happened to me and a couple of my buddies in Las Vegas, I think 2 years ago now. For some reason, and I could not figure it out. Amanda bought me a new pair of swimming trunks. And I was like, oh, cool. They're black. They have beers on them, or, like steins of beers. Kind of cool. We're headed towards the pool, obviously, when we're in Las Vegas. And I was like, all right, fine. Yeah, cool. I mean, I'll take those and the ones that I typically wear, but that's nice of you. Cool. So we get there to Vegas and we're getting ready for the pool on a particular day, and she chucks these trunks at me. She's like, "Oh, here," and still dense Trev over here.
Still
didn't pick up
wasn't
on it.
catching
No.
up. Yeah,
I was like, "What are we doing?" All right, fine. Like, yes, I'll wear them, and I wasn't upset. But looking back on it, I had all sorts of signs. So we go downstairs, and she gets a suit on in the bathroom and does her thing. I didn't see what she was putting on, and we get downstairs. I'm playing a little blackjack on a digital blackjack machine at the bar before we get out to the casino. And here come my two buddies and their two wives, and we're all in the same swim trunks. And I'm like, well, that's cute.
There you go.
Nicely done. It gets worse. We get out to the pool, and the guys take off their shirts, leave their shoes, blah, 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 jump in the pool. The wives take off their cover-ups or whatever they had over their swimsuits. All of them were wearing swimsuits with our faces on them.
Yeah, that's a classic move. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Amazingly funny and awful at the same time. Two of the wives had just giant faces on the front of their swimsuit of their husbands. Amanda's had my face all over it. And I mean all over it, if you smell what I'm stepping in, to the point where I was like, well, that's cute. It was so funny.
So
funny.
Are you saying you're anti the matching outfit?
No, I love it. I just happen
okay.
to be the butt of the joke this time around. I mean, I think it's fun. I love playing jokes like that. I would really hope Spencer didn't know, because and if somebody's got to get that reaction on video, right? Like those at the Vegas pool, when we're in the same shorts and all of a sudden our wives are all in the same swimsuits, people noticed. It was an awesome, awesome experience. Yeah, I love that stuff.
Let me look here. The texts are coming in. 217, Zach in Green Bay says, when a group of guys discover they're wearing the same thing, they become best friends for life. I definitely feel like I'm in the same boat as Zach, but I also know that there are guys that absolutely hate it. There are guys that are like, this is the worst. Everyone's going to look at us. I'm changing, or I'm keeping my jacket on because I am not going to be walking around associated with you knuckleheads all wearing the same thing. But again, I'm in a shirt cult. we go out of our way to make sure that we're all matching and wearing the same thing. The 920, JB in the 920 says, if you hate matching your counterpart, you're a psychopath. In general public, I totally get not trying to match, though.
What do you mean you're a psychopath?
Like,
why does that make somebody a psychopath?
If they want to, well, that's a good question. But I think he's saying, like, specifically with your significant other, like, if you don't want to. Although I will tell you, like, Julie does it. It goes, we don't need to match. She says that every time. And I go, oh, yes, we do.
The 715 there, that's my buddy Robbie. He was one of the other guys in the swim trunks. He goes, it was flamingos and beers. Get it right. He's right. It was. We stay at the Flamingo when we go. He's right. Flamingos and beers on the swim trunks. Just a blast.
B. Hintage in West Dallas says, one year at the Pfister for our Men's Warehouse Christmas party, the men in my store all showed up with new tuxedos and classic ruffled tuxedo shirts that we got from a website that had stock from the 70s. Everyone was super jealous as nobody could find these shirts in store. Man, we looked amazing. See, I love that because it's the confidence thing. It's the confidence thing. I feel like a lot of guys don't, like, they feel self-conscious about it. That's why I feel like a lot of guys just either like just wear the same. I have 4 shirts. I have 4 t-shirts. This is what I wear. Or I don't know. My wife picks out what I wear and leaves it at that. But when you're in a group with other guys and everyone's wearing the same thing, you feel a little bit more confident. And so I think that probably did something for Spencer as well.
The only time this works against you is when you show up to a Halloween party and you're dressed as something the same.
True.
Zach chimed back in and said that he and another person at a Halloween party dressed up as the same, and you're quickly best friends. Well, that can work against you too when you're trying to, win a contest or have a unique idea. There was one year I went to a Halloween party and we were the Spartan cheerleaders, and we showed up to this party and there was like 3 other sets of Spartan cheerleaders. Oh, cool. That's great.
Yeah. Oh, right. That I get it. That's a little bit different. But like Steve in G-Town says, a couple of years ago at Bowling State, I think in Wausau, I think that was last year, Steve, says everyone in our group who had one wore their state tournament 300 jacket. There were 5 of us. So I will tell you, as a state champ, our team wears, that's what we got, right? Like USBC, like they give you a champion jacket and it's like a zip up. But we, even if it's warm, like I don't care, like we wear those into state together because it's like, yeah, we've won this thing. We've won it before. But if one person wears it, not as cool. Like you got to have the whole group.
So back to this Disney thing for a second. Isn't that the idea that you're all in some sort of Disney gear when you go to Disney? Or are you saying you match identically?
Yeah. Like I will, with Roosevelt's gear, I will literally buy a Roosevelt shirt for me, one for Jordy, and one for Julie. And then we'll find like a different outfit because they don't have stuff for babies. But then we'll find like a different outfit that matches as close as it can for Jack. And we will literally match.
When is Jack's birthday? I feel like that kid's been 18 months for 6 months.
August.
Oh, so he's 18 months until he turns 2.
Yeah. I mean, he's a year and a half. For me, it goes, he's a year and a half, he's 2 years.
And then it goes 3, 4, 5. You don't go 2.5, right?
Right. Now he's 2. The in between 1 and 2 is the year and a half.
The 715 said, we did a Barbie and Ken theme for a golf outing, and people very much enjoyed it. This was not a theme outing at large. Garrett and Tomahawk. Yes, this is from JB in the 920, I believe.
Yes.
He says,
significant other. Your team.
Yes. Yep. Go ahead.
He says, I really appreciate what you do, Josh. That's why you got Julie. You do things you don't have to do. You guys are great together. As a man, you should be that little accent piece to your significant other. Don't outdo her, but you look good on her arm and look better. I mean, as much as you can, and it's different for everyone. I will tell you, Julie probably would disagree with you. Julie would say, no, you don't need to do that. I'm fine. But I tell her, no, you're not doing that. And then I'll tell you what really ends up happening is I usually have a shirt because I have 1,000 Roosevelt shirts and I can match it to whatever she's doing. And then people go, oh my gosh, you have a shirt for this? Yes, I do. But
do you match or do you just not clash?
Oh, I try to match.
I don't do that. I just don't clash. I'm colorblind. So me attempting to match is not
that's a
great idea.
Listen, and that's part of it. And that's why, like, I'm not telling anyone how to dress. Okay. But it's to each their own on if this is something that you have or something you don't. I honestly, when I saw this with the guys in the flannel, I went, I wonder how long this took to set up. I wonder if any of those guys didn't have a flannel shirt. And they went, okay, crap, I'll go buy one. Because not everyone always has something. A lot of times when you have these type of matching situations with people wearing the same stuff, there's someone leading the charge. It takes a little bit of prep because there are people like you, Trevor, who are colorblind or that don't just have a huge stock of stuff to participate in this that go, guys, I need a heads up. I'm a tall guy. I got to go get something in my size. I can't just run to the Kmart and get one.
Hey, Ziggy brings up a good point here, Josh. He says, hey, listen, according to that BBB commercial,
yeah,
Josh doesn't do enough. I don't know who to believe anymore.
Well, no, Julie just says that I can be better. I said, hey, I'm pretty good. And she goes, yeah, you could be better, which it seems like no matter what I do is still the case. Can always be better.
Apparently not matching, though. You got that down.
Yeah, I guess that's one area where she said you could probably do less.
When does this work against you? When does matching work? Like, if you were to, I love the idea of playing jokes with it, but you can also show up at something with no intention to match that has nothing to do with Halloween and be in the same shirt. And now you're like, damn it.
Oh, right. Right. So when it's unplanned, I feel like when it's unplanned, then there's a, oh, crap, that guy's wearing the same shirt as me. Okay, do I go change? Do I introduce myself? Do we just make cheesy jokes all night that we didn't even call each other? Okay, what are we going to do? Right? It's that part sucks. It's when you plan it. If you plan it ahead of time, it's good because you got a different swagger to you. But when you go into it blind and there's a different person you don't know wearing the same thing, immediate anxiety.
414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law talk and text line, a fun conversation. What's this whole cheeseburger shirt and hat at State last weekend?
Oh, yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, it's my buddy Brian. So I knew going on the way up to State that we were stopping in West Bend at this place called Game Over, which a buddy of ours on the team, Dan, had said has one of the top burgers in the state, top 8 in some tournament or whatever that was being done. And because I knew that we were going to be stopping in this place specifically for burgers, I have a burger shirt, a Burger Roosevelt, and a minor league team. I don't know which team it was, but one of their theme nights, they did burgers. So it was like I have a burger hat with a burger shirt, and I wore that to go because I knew we were eating burgers. And so that's why I don't even need to match the people I'm with. I'll match the food I'm eating. I'm all about matching.
You're a theme guy, though.
I sure am. Julie says I'm a cartoon character.
You're wearing a Roosevelt shirt today. What is that theme? I mean, you wear a Roosevelt shirt every day.
Right.
But what's that? What is that?
So this is a Star Wars shirt that I'm wearing as people are getting ready for May the 4th. I got like 100 Star Wars shirts.
What are you going to dress up as on May? Wait a minute. First, second, third. That's Monday.
Yeah.
Are you, dude, you going to deck yourself out in Star Wars gear?
I'm not. I'm going to wear a Star Wars shirt. Maybe.
You're a big Star Wars guy, right?
Maybe I'll wear a Jedi robe. I don't know. It's kind of warm. Might not have the robe on. It's also kind of hard to run the board wearing it. Have you seen all of the Star Wars? See, now I feel like I got to clarify because that was the other thing. Like I did, because when Tommy didn't know Back to the Future, the conversation became, all right, what have you seen? And he has seen Star Wars. And I was like, okay, good. But you're not a Star Wars guy, right? If I remember correctly. Have you seen them and you just don't like them, or you've never seen them?
We're going to cross over with 9 to noon.
Okay.
John Kuhn, Robbie Metcalf.
Wow.
So that's one of those, Josh, where I think I've probably watched them when I was a kid. But I would not be able to tell you what happened in 1, 2, or 3, or is it 4, 5, and 6? I don't get it.
So you saw the ones from like the originals?
But maybe. That's just it. Like if I did, I was a child and I don't recall them. If you asked me Star Wars questions, which don't, but if you did, I would not be able to tell you what movie had happened and who it was. I can barely list off the characters. Chewbacca, big tall guy, big fan. Harry, like me. I get it.
Okay. What was Skywalker's first name?
Luke.
There you go. See?
Okay, well, that's like, but some of these things are just culturally, if you don't know.
That's exactly what I said about Tommy and Back to the Future. And he said Nike shoes.
I understand it was Michael J. Fox, but that's about it. Like, I don't have anything else from
Back to the Future isn't to Star Wars' level, but there's enough to where you should know. If I say DeLorean, you should know what the heck that is. You said flux capacitor. You should know what that is.
Okay, I know. Yes.
He said Nike shoes. That doesn't work.
Don't tell him on a movie.
No. I absolutely will. Be better, big time.
Is it John Kuhn today?
I think so.
I think so, too. 9 to noon with John Kuhn and Rami Makloff. We'll check in with those guys when we get back. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. We're inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Wendy's new cookie dough frosty fusion is the ultimate feel-good snack. Everything from the cookie dough to the brownie batter sauce was made for max happiness. Go grab a new cookie dough frosty fusion today and get that dopamine flowing. For the ultimate feel-good snack, it's got to be Wendy's.
I see what you did there.
You see what I did there?
Dopamine.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Trevor and Josh, Inside Wisconsin Sports. Rami Makloff, 9 to noon with John Kuhn, and Rami Makloff joins us now. I have questions, Rami. Number one.
I might have answers.
Whoop, microphone.
Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
Hi,
I might
welcome.
have answers.
If I said Bluey, do you know who that is?
Yeah, I know who Bluey is.
Why don't I? Why do you?
Wait, wait. You said you've never seen Bluey. There's a big difference between never seeing it and not knowing.
If I had not seen the image and or knew that it was is it a bear? Is it a dog?
It's a dog, right?
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. Buddy, I have no reason to have Bluey in my life. None.
That does not matter.
Why?
How have you
How
walked past a store or anything? Rami doesn't have kids?
No, I don't.
He's well aware about who Bluey is.
I don't know. I feel like I have for some reason I have pop culture knowledge. Like if something is in the zeitgeist,
if it exists.
Yeah, if it exists, like I have at least knowledge of what or who they are. You know what I mean?
I've heard the word Bluey.
Sure.
I know it's a TV show. Is it a TV show?
Yeah, it's a kids show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like an educational kids. It's like a Blue's Clues or something along those lines.
That I know.
Sure. Okay. So I need to stop the show. Sorry, I need to just put the show in park. So you're saying that you knew that Bluey was a thing, right?
Yeah.
You're acknowledging that.
Yes,
but if there was
bear.
a lineup, you wouldn't be able to say, yes, officer number 3, that's Bluey.
You couldn't pick Bluey out of a lineup?
Well, sure, but I don't know. I have not spent enough time looking at Bluey to go, oh, you're a dog. Like it's not in my life.
I mean, it's not the most well-drawn dog. You know what I mean? It's
Pretty
pretty basic animation, you know?
But Bluey doesn't cross my life ever. Like,
sure, because you
Bluey.
don't have kids that are that age.
Right, but now you want to talk about the Lorax who speaks for the trees and has a few words, if you please. Like you guys want me to keep going? I got that. I know the things from my kids' childhood.
Sure.
I just don't know the things from today's kids' childhood.
You know, I'll be honest with you. When you started this conversation, I was like, yeah, of course I know who Bluey is. And then now the more we go down this road, I'm like, why do I know who Bluey is or what Bluey
because Bluey's everywhere.
Really
That's why you know.
You didn't mean it's acceptable. I have questions.
You did not go out of your way to learn about Bluey.
No,
Bluey
I
was
didn't.
shoved in your face.
Yeah, probably. I mean, at some point he must have come across, somewhere, my TV, my timeline, something.
JB in the 920. I have 0 kids, and I know that Bluey is a dog. Be better, Trevor.
Yeah,
I gotta be okay. So I'm looking at the picture on the Timber Rattlers website, timberrattlers.com.
Oh, is this why it came up? I had no idea why
it's
we were even
Bluey
talking
Day
about
on
this.
Saturday. That's the
all right.
only reason it would ever come up is if it had something to do with sports. There's a meet and greet ticket package that's required to go and meet Bluey on Saturday at the Timber Rattlers. Looking at that photo, I am not convinced that's a dog.
Wow. Wow. Well, to all of the parents and children in the cars right now that are listening to us, please don't change the channel.
I mean,
we still love Bluey. We would in no way, shape, or form say we don't like Bluey.
Rubble on the double, that's a dog.
I'm looking at Bluey and
no, it's not. Is that a dog? Yeah, it's Paw Patrol.
I would guess dog, but if you told me I was wrong and it's a bear, I'd be like, oh, okay, I can see that. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. I'm with Trevor on this.
I'm just looking at the text now. 414, Trevor Bluey needs to be in your life. 610, my youngest is 23, and I know who Bluey is. Be better, Trevor.
Well, that's Trevor's troll.
Oh, yeah. Even Trevor's troll knows who Bluey is.
I got to be honest. I'm kind of glad I don't, because I'm not. I have no I can't even talk. I don't even know who it is. Like is there a theme song?
We
played
what
you played earlier?
Yeah.
I've never heard the Bluey theme song. I wouldn't know the Bluey theme song if you.
Looks like we're playing the Bluey theme song again.
Right. What's coming up from 9 to noon?
Banger? Is it a banger?
Oh yeah.
On 9 to noon today. On 9 to noon today, we're going to be talking about the Brewers. Lost last night, another injury, but a couple of guys on the trail back from their injuries. Vinny Ratina will join us to talk about all that coming up at 9:25, and then we will revisit the Packers draft and see where we rank it or how we would rank it at 10 o'clock, and then we have random power rankings at 10:25, which is always fun. And short show today as we make room and make way for the leadoff show with Tommy Wirtz.
Will you please ask Vinny about the latest from the cribbage tournament between him and Lev?
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
They tried to bring it up on the air the other night.
Yeah, I've heard him bring it up a couple times, actually. Yeah.
Jeff didn't want to talk about it, which makes me think the scorecard is lopsided.
Yeah, Vinny's dominating.
Yeah, I don't think that Jeff's having much fun with the cribbage tournament this year.
Nick in Sauk Prairie, Blippy over Bluey all day.
Woof.
Okay.
I don't know who Blippy is.
Off the rails.
Who's Blippy?
Off the rails.
Blippy's not a cartoon. I'm not a fan of Blippy.
What is Blippy?
He's a guy that talks really high pitched and not a fan. Not a cartoon.
Oh,
Don't
he
like
looks annoying. I'm looking at him right now. He looks annoying. I don't. Yeah, I want nothing to
Our
do
thanks
with
to Kayla
Blippy.
Carius and Ryan Mead from the Timber Rattlers for joining us today. We'll be back tomorrow morning inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. See you then.
Because we're not done yet.
It is a banger.